and welcome back to my channel. Sorry for the voice. I didn't realize it was a scratchy just until I started talking, but I have horrible allergies this year, and I took my cousins to the park today, so this happened. So I'm sorry, bear with me. But I'm here to bring you my May favorites, and I have a lot of great things to show you. This month really had me trying out a ton of new products, and I found some favorites that I can't wait to show you guys. So without further ado, here are my May favorites. So the first May favorite that I want to touch on is this Becca powder, and it's actually called the Becca Perfect Skin Mineral Powder Foundation. Such a long name, I know. But if you guys watched my camera update and Sephora haul, I actually tried a foundation from this brand and I wasn't too happy. But it wasn't until I went looking for a new powder that I came across this, and I must say I love it. Now, granted, this is a very expensive brand. I believe this was around $40, which I know is insane, but with Sephora, you know, I figure if I don't love it, I can totally return it. But thankfully, this is a holy grail product pretty much now, and I love it. The packaging is great. It has a very sturdy packaging. The lid closes super tight, and I got the shade in porcelain, which, you know, I'm light and fair skin, so that seems to work. Oh, sorry. But this is all it is, and it's just a powder, and I love setting my makeup with a powder foundation. I've heard many things saying stay away from translucent powder, and I was a fan of that for a while, but you definitely do get more coverage if you use a powder foundation over your makeup, and I just love the finish. It really leaves your skin looking airbrushed and awesome. It hides your pores, and really I don't tend to struggle with big pores very much. I know I'm really lucky, but even this minimizes it even more. So I am in love with this. Obviously it's gonna last me forever since powders always do, and I wanted to touch on the brush that I use with this, and this is just a brush from Walmart, and I really don't even think it doesn't have any writing on the handle, and it doesn't even have a name. So I think I got it in one of the clear maybe black and red packages. It's really the perfect size to really concentrate the powder across my T-zone and also under my eyes and on top of any concealer that I apply. So I'm loving those two things. So my next favorite is a concealer, and I also got this at Sephora because it's from the brand NARS. And this is their Radiant Creamy Concealer. And it just looks like this. Also, I love the packaging on this. It's very classic and sturdy as well. And I don't know, I've touched on it a few times on my blog, but I am a huge Clinique Advanced Concealer fan, and that was my holy, well, still is kind of my holy grail product, and I just wanted to show it to you quickly, and this is what it looks like. I've been using this for years, but I really loved this one. So I was running out of this finally, whoa, and I was looking just to try a new concealer. You know, all these beauty girls want to try something new, even if they have a product they love, and this is what the girl talked me into at the store. Now, NARS has two formulations of concealer, one being a very thick and creamy concealer in a stick form, and then this, which has a doe foot applicator, and I tried them both out in the store, and I found that this one gave me more coverage. The other one, though, was really marketed to be crease free, which I like, and I still kind of want to try this one, but since this gave me more coverage, I knew that I'd be using it on any acne scarring and also under my eyes, and it works great on both places. It's really hard to find a concealer that is good on your face and under your eyes, and I really feel like this does a great job. And I apply this with my beauty blender, which you're going to see in a second, and it's just really the tapered end of that beauty blender is what I work this in with, and the finish is awesome, and it just goes on really smoothly and covers pretty much anything you need to cover. Now, since we're talking face products, I gotta break out the beauty blender. Now, this is going to take some explaining on my part, because I got this in a Birchbox probably 6 months ago, or even more than that, I'm not even sure, but I was not a fan at all. I really didn't like this when I got it. I watched tons of videos on how to use them, and just getting the thing wet just kind of like freaked me out, and I thought that the coverage was really diminished on even foundations I loved when I used this. So after seeing a few videos recently of people using them to get a high coverage look, I kind of gave it a second chance and have really been loving it. What I do is I just take this out and get it wet and really try to wring as much of it out as I can before I use it, and even after that I let it sit out on my vanity while I just kind of get stuff situated, maybe for about a minute or two, to really make sure that there's no really excess water left over in this. I use this with my NARS Sheer Glow foundation and find that the coverage is amazing, and like I said, I use the rounded bottom bigger part to really work the foundation in, and then for the concealer I use the very kind of small pointed area. It works great for both. The only thing I don't use the Beauty Blender for is under my eyes, because I find that I get way more coverage with my finger. My final face item is this Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush. And I know I'm probably going to sound like a broken record with all of the other beauty gurus out there, because everyone raves about this. Now this is in Doll Face, and this just caught my eye, and especially after hearing all of the hype about these, I had to try one. So this is just your typical really girly pink blush color, and I really do love it. The staying power is phenomenal. I have worn this over my NARS Sheer Glow foundation. After I go to the gym on a pretty long day, I still see this on my cheeks, which is amazing. The color is gorgeous. It really brings out my cheeks, and I feel like for summer it's perfect. And I apply this with my Eco Tools tapered blush brush. I find that this works perfect. It definitely fits in the apples of my cheeks. And I wanted to mention that all of these things I'm talking about right now I've used on my skin. So I've used the Becca powder, the Beauty Blender, the concealer, and now this. So all of it is on my face for you guys, and let's jump into eye products. So I have two eye products to show you today, and the first one is this Maybelline The Rocket Volume Express Mascara. Now, I have done a blog post comparing this to the Mega Plush version a few months ago, and I did have this as the winner. I liked this one over Mega Plush. But after even using it a little bit more, I kind of started to fall off the bandwagon on this mascara. I found it a little more hard to remove, but one day I brought it out after not using it for a few weeks and fell in love all over again, which I love that when I do that with products. I think it was a day when I was in a really big rush and I wanted something that was going to build volume really fast, and this is the only mascara that I have that does that. I feel like I add one coat of this and it's almost the equivalent of two of any other mascara brand that I have at the moment. So I can get away with two coats of this. But obviously when I have a little more time, I'll go about 2 coats on my full lashes and then just one more little coat on the outer corners, and it works flawlessly. I love it, and recently I have been starting to remove my makeup at night with the Simple Cleansing towelettes, and those are known to remove waterproof makeup. I even think it says it on the package, and that really helps get that off easily. I think before, when I thought it was kind of hard to remove, I was using just a store-bought brand, but with those simple wipes, it really doesn't take any more time than just a normal typical mascara. Once again, I am wearing this today, and I really feel like it flares out my lashes, really gives them a curl, and I don't curl my lashes on a daily basis at all. I only curl them if I have a special occasion, because I tend to find that my lashes are kind of naturally curled just a little bit, but I feel like some mascaras definitely bring out that curl a little more, and this one is definitely one that does that. I reach for this on really long days, or days where I know I'm going to be outside and maybe sweating, because I know that this has a little more staying power and hold than some of those really kind of creamy and smooth mascaras. So this, if I go to a Reds game or something and there's a chance of rain, I'll pull this out because I know it has a little more staying power. So my final eye product is the Benefit It's Potent Eye Cream. And I got this little tiny baby little glass container in a sample pack that my mom got me for Easter. And I wanted to sample all of the Benefit skincare and thought that was a great way to do it, because I think the whole entire pack was only about $24. And I have really liked some of those products, but this is the one I find myself using the most. And it's mostly because of the texture. I have a Laura Mercier eye cream, or I guess it's a gel technically because that's the consistency, and I'm not too happy with that. I find that I like creamy, a little bit more thicker eye creams because I just use them at night, and this definitely has that. I could totally see myself repurchasing this. It goes in really, really nicely and sinks into the skin well, and I heard Cara Amalie just yesterday in a video say that she applies this to her eyelids because she has dry eyelids, and I totally do too. And I have this stubborn, you guys probably can't see it, but I have this stubborn like patch of just dry, almost flaky skin. And last night I heard her voice in my head and applied this to my eyelids, and it did an amazing job at moisturizing it. I must say that it's still there this morning, but it's definitely not as noticeable and as bad as it was yesterday. So this is going to be a little new part of this video and probably some future videos. I'm going to call this the honorable mention section, and I'm doing that for two reasons. Some of the projects I'm about to show you I have already included in a monthly favorites, either post or video. I have done them all on my blog just until last month. That was my first video one. But I don't want to go into detail and tell you guys the same thing over again, but I also want to be able to tell you guys that, hey, I still have been loving this product, so it's amazing. Or the other reason could be that I got them closer to the end of the month and only had a couple chances to use them. But I loved my first impression, and I typically don't like to go by my first impressions that often. Sometimes they're right, but sometimes they are completely off, like my beauty blender. Hello. So I'm not confident in calling some of these things my favorites quite yet, but I still wanted to mention them to you because you guys might really like them. So I'm going to group my two first honorable mentions together because they are from the same line, and this is some of the products from the CeraVe skincare line. Now this first one is their hydrating cleanser, and this is a brand new bottle because I am like to the very end of my one in the bathroom, but I have been loving this. It lasts forever. It has a pump. It's just a very simple cleanser if you're looking for one to not do too much but to really cleanse your skin and keep it moisturized. So this is going to be awesome for all of my dry skin people out there. And next is just their AM facial moisturizing lotion. This packaging I don't like as much, but I think it's the new packaging. But I've touched on this in, I believe, a blog post on my monthly favorites as well as my cleanser. I use this every morning because I love that it has SPF 30. I try to wear at least SPF 30 on a daily basis, especially on my face. But this, I use about 1 to 1.5 pumps, and it really soaks in quickly, creates a great base for your foundation, and doesn't feel too greasy. So my third honorable mention is my Tangle Teaser, and I did feature this in a blog post a few months ago, probably the month I got it, because I love this thing so much. I use it every single day. They hold up really well because they're plastic, and if you're near a Sally's, I would definitely recommend trying this. I think it was about $12 or $13, but you will get your money's worth, I swear. It can be used on dry or wet hair, and yes, these bristles seem a little off-putting, but trust me, they glide through your hair so easily. And I think the give that these bristles have really help your hair because it doesn't create as much breakage and gets tangles out amazingly. Now I have two more things to show you guys, and they're both body products. The first being this Avon Skin So Soft. And my mom got this from, I think, our neighbor when she was selling Avon as a fundraiser. And I loved this. I've only gotten to use it once, which is why it's an honorable mention. And what you do is you just pour a little bit of this oil into your bath water. And what I loved about this, I wouldn't love it if I took a bath in the morning, which I never do, but at night this felt great. I think I added, this is kind of ridiculous, I put all of that in one bath, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I'll probably use a little less next time. But what I loved about this is the oil kind of stuck with me just a little bit. Now don't get me wrong, it wasn't annoying, it wasn't overly greasy, but you could definitely feel kind of a film on your skin after you got out of the bath, and I loved that because I really felt like it moisturized my skin, and it wasn't too heavy to where it got on my bed sheets or anything, but I just felt like this did an awesome job at moisturizing my skin. It smelled really great. It smells really florally, which you guys know I love. So I definitely have loved this and can't wait till I take another bath so I can use it. And last but not least, you guys are going to recognize this. I know you are because I just featured it in a haul, and this is the Body Shop Body Butter, and this is in Moringa. This stuff just smells amazing. I couldn't imagine not including it in this video, but like I said, I did get it at the end of the month. Have gotten to use it just a few times, but the scent is amazing. It goes into your skin awesomely and moisturizes really well. So if you guys are ever near a body shop, I definitely tell you to go in there, possibly buy one, but smell all of them because they do smell really good. So those are all the products I have to show you guys today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I did just want to come out and say that I did have kind of a rough month. I know in my April favorites I was kind of very optimistic and said I can't wait to see what this month has in store, but to be quite honest, it hasn't been the best. It's probably been the worst because I lost my wonderful, wonderful kitty Snowball. She had been sick for about a year and she passed away on Mother's Day, which is why you don't see her in the back of my videos anymore. But I know she's in a better place, and I wanted to throw that out to you guys because kind of on my social media I mentioned it just a little bit, but even some of my friends didn't know until recently. And I must say I can sympathize with all of those people out there now who went through something like this. It's definitely the hardest thing I've gone through, but then again, I'm really kind of relieved and glad because I know that she's feeling much better where she is now. So I wanted to tell you guys that because I consider you guys my family. I know a lot of my friends and family watch these, but I didn't really feel quite comfortable mentioning it in a video until now. So I kind of wanted to do just like a little wrap up of the month at the end of these videos, and I must say this one wasn't the best, but it can only go up from here, right? So that is all, guys. Please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful or entertaining. And make sure you do subscribe though, because I have some awesome news coming up and videos, of course. And I would love to know some of your favorite products down in the comments below. I hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope your month was a little better than mine, but we'll get through it together. So I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. I've heard many things say... Now NARS has two formulation. I just dropped it. Whoa. I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm just gonna. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye. Wow, I squeaked on that one.